Alright, y'all know the drill right now. Chomper takes skill part 3. I had to dust off the tomes to be able to get the skill and knowledge required to teach y'all Chomper. So please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chomper Takes Skill part 3. Okay, so context behind this clip is that the enemy's team was comprised of the lobby's best players, meaning I had to lock in to make sure my team won. But we're already losing by 5 points. However, I studied Shaka Zulu's war tactics. Shaka Zulu is known for using the famous but easy to understand bullhorn formation. It puts the troops into 2 groups, the chest and the horns. The chest is the main frontal assault, while the horns sneak around and envelop the enemy. And today, I was the right horn. Looking at this amazing reenactment of the battle drawn by me, please do not laugh, I will be approaching from the right flank to envelop the opposing enemy's central force, as they will be so distracted by the main force of my team, by the time they realize that Chomper has infiltrated their ranks, it will be too late. I approach the flank and immediately take out their pirate, who was stuck in his parrot and couldn't do anything to retaliate. I then goop the retreating Arctic soldier and swiftly end his life. However, observant viewers will notice that there's a soldier beside me to my right. Isn't it dangerous to walk right past him and not attack him first, then the Arctic? The answer is of course no, because I'm amazing. Let's look at it from the soldier's perspective. He's currently being gunned down by my teammates, when a chomper runs right past him and kills his teammate. To his perspective, he probably thought I didn't even notice him, and the last thing he wants to do is alert me to his existence, especially at such a close range, so he keeps on shooting the central force. Unfortunately for him, I was very aware of his existence, and was ready to put a swift end to it. After eliminating the soldier, I turned my attention to the rest of their team, slaughtering a cactus. Rest in peace. I noticed something though. That zoologist, General William Sherman, was a general in the American Civil War, and in it, he had a very interesting way of thinking. An army can only survive with the support of its people. A little spoiler for the end of the match, but that zoologist got 8 revives! He was basically acting as this team's life support, and I intend to pull the plug. I warp in immediately, gooping the zoologist, making him vulnerable to my teammates, and they do not miss. I then take on the welder while weaving in between his shots, and he goes down pretty fast. After that, I assist my team on taking down the SB, and we seem to have won the skirmish when suddenly a loud explosion happens to my right. A pirate snuck up and killed my Plasma P teammate. The pirate then aimed for me. However, I of course had a plan. The Corn threw his airstrike between us, creating smoke and distorting his vision. I was able to take advantage of this, moving in between his shots and eliminating him. Afterwards, a stray soldier approaches us and tried to execute my weakened team. He did manage to get one of them with a ZPG jump shot, however, he failed to notice me cutting around and getting behind him. If you are near the enemy, make him believe you are far. Sun Tzu, The Art of War. A huge problem has arrived though. The welder set up a bolt blaster in front of our team. Now we all have cover, however that isn't the main problem. If the rest of his team gets there to support him, we would be in a horrible situation position-wise. So someone has to kill him before the rest of the team make it to him. And unfortunately for the welder, it's been 25 seconds since I last warped, meaning the ability is off cooldown. I teleport behind him, and with assistance from Group and Vampoid, the welder meets his end. Again. Great timing too, as his team was just about to meet up with him. However, since I'm the only one at the front right now, my teammates are a little bit farther back, I had to stop this push from continuing. Luckily, I've already gotten in the team's head. Observant viewers will have noticed I'm on a 7 kill streak, and in fact, ever since the clip began, I have not taken 1 hit of damage. And fortunately for me, the zoologist knows it too. He starts shooting while not in range, also backing up. And I know firsthand that this is the sign of pure, unfiltered fear. Fear that I will kill him like his entire team beforehand. And based on his actions, he's currently in fight or flight. Now unfortunately for him, fight doesn't work, meaning he's about to take flight and use his warp to get right past me. This is problematic, as right behind him is a pirate and SB. If I turn around and punish the warp, the SB and pirate will mow me down. But if I keep charging forward and ignore the zoologist, the SB can still get past me with his mobility options, and with him and the zoologist past me, they will annihilate my team, who is just about rounding the corner, putting them in close range proximity. However, unlike these nerds, I of course have read The Art of War. The opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy themselves. Black Eagle, or Nomad, is one of the best Cosmic Brains players on PlayStation, and me and him frequently face off, and he told me some very interesting information. Heroic Kick always launches airborne plants. This is how they get those cool combo clips. But what if I use this to my own advantage? I goop the Zoologist as he's warping, then immediately jump, predicting the SB with Heroic Kick to get past me. And he does exactly that. I launch through the air, making it incredibly hard for the pirate to land his shots, while also perfectly placing me next to the Zoologist and Super Brains. I place down a Vampoid as the Tibetan monks foretold me to in that moment. Then I take out the Zoologist and SB with precision and speed. I then run to two Sunflowers who do not heal me. Like, it's not that hard to do the one key component that your role usually does. But no matter. So with no heals from either of my teammates, I head right back into battle. Luckily, this must be what the monks were warning me about, because a pirate steps on my Vampoid healing me to full HP anyways. Just as I engage with the welder for a third time. The welder goes down. Again. However, a soldier sees me heal and take down the welder. He knows that some gunfire won't be enough to kill me now, so he makes a rash and bold play to jump shot ZPG me. Unfortunately, like I have said, I've gotten to this team's head. To this soldier, the fate of his team rests on him landing the ZPG. His entire team is counting on him, and I know this too, and that's why I know he will miss the shot. The soldier is likely going to overthink the shot and expect me to try and dodge and move unpredictably, which is exactly the opposite of what I do. And when he fires the ZPG, it never found its target. He panics and sends a smoke bomb out, but by then it's too late. He messed up his one chance, and he dies for it. However, I am now in a horrible situation. I'm deep into enemy territory, with all enemies focused on taking me out. I took quite some damage, and a Zoologist and Pirate were right next to me, with the Toxic Brains and Toxic Overload also about to be right on top of me. I'm out of Vampoids, and Goop won't save me here. It appears I've finally miscalculated, and this is the end. I failed my team, and now there's nothing I can do to turn the situation around. Well, that's probably what the zombies are thinking anyway. Sorry for withholding information from you, but there's one tiny crucial detail I failed to mention that only my team knew about. I wanted to paint a picture on what the zombies were probably thinking, so I apologize. Because while the zombies were dwindling my health bar and funneling in on one space to make sure I died, all their attention was focused on me, meaning they were not aware of the dangers right above them. Remember the very first episode of this series. All warfare is based on deception. Yes, while running into the enemy team, I knew they would all dogpile on me, making sure I died. After all, I did wipe them out several times over, meaning they were likely pretty pissed off at me. So they would attack with emotion rather than logic. So with a bunch of people in one easily telegraphed spot, it was quite easy to rain hell on them with a cactus drone and butter barrage. In war, there can't be any mistakes, and every move you make must be calculated. That's why, before this battle, I studied Napoleon and implored his methodology in this entire clip. Some of the many things that made Napoleon an incredible general was allowing his troops to be incredibly fast, encircling and isolating smaller forces of the enemy, dwindling them down, along with his great use of artillery, and I believe I followed these two methods flawlessly. Even though I went down, the artillery fired on my death, took out the Zoologist and Pirate, while making the Toxic Brains weak enough to be gunned down. This incredible play by me, and my team, allowed us to even out the score, making it come down to the wire. And in the end, I never let my team down. And say it with me, fellas. Not even close, baby! I want to thank y'all for the support. I truly do appreciate it. I plan on doing this series with other chompers, so give me some time to clip farm for them. Until then, I will leave you with this Sun Tzu quote. All men can see these tactics whereby I conquer, but what none can see is the strategy out of which victory is evolved. Sun Tzu, The Art of War.